Welcome to Comfort Habit number 2. This will more than likely be my last video with a buttload of distractions. In groups, I've done this before, so I'll do this again. Transgender woman, holy crap, I can't pronounce her name, murdered in Brooklyn. And when I show you this picture, I wouldn't have been able to tell there was a woman that was transgender. I wouldn't look like a regular woman to me. But transgender woman Yahara Nesby, I think. I probably didn't say it right, so I'm going to show you her picture first. I never been able to tell. Never been able to tell. That's her name. I'm going to spell that shit out for y'all. Yahira-Nesby. I guess it's Nesby. Yahara. Again, let's just get this over with. Transgender woman Yahara Nesby was shot to death in Brooklyn, New York, Thursday, making her at least the 21st known transgender homicide victim in the U.S. this year. The police were called to the building on the East Flatbush neighborhood at 4:30 p.m. and Brooklyn News 12 reporter Nesby had been shot in the chest. Ain't that not what I just read? No, I guess I didn't. The chest and leg, and she was dead when the police arrived. The police arrested the man who injured his foot when he jumped from the second floor window. They believe he was the perpetrator. He had been hospitalized and charged with charges are pending. His name has not yet been released. The post on social media identified Nesby as a trans woman. 12 News spelled her first name Y-A-H-H-I-R-A, but those are the source use Y-A-H-I-R-A, including for the appearance of it appears to be Nesby's personal Facebook page. Sorry. All trans Americans known to have been this murder this year are black. So all of the trans murders this year, 2019, are black women. The constant report of violence against our community are difficult reads, especially as they continue to face historical rates. If you or someone you know is experiencing violence, you can reach the Anti-Violent Protection Free, I have no idea what that is, National Hotline, 212-714-1141, and report online for support. Alright, so a couple of weeks ago, or not even a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago, somebody in one of these online Facebook groups that keep popping up in the corner, those things that keep popping up in the corner on your phone. Let me do one a little bit more clear now. You can see that little circle over there, right over there. Someone in one of the groups thought that I was bullshitting about how when you're transgendered and you don't tell anybody and you're messing with people who are exceptionally homophobic or what have you, and how this shit gets you killed. Well, there you go. I wasn't bullshitting about it. People are dying for whatever reason. And I mean, I showed y'all how she looks earlier. Come on, machine. Come on, machine. Oh, for God's sake. And it wiped out completely. Let me restart this damn phone. Since I can't re-show you the picture because the phone's fracked up. The whole thing is that I made that video because another transgender murderer, but this person was white and this happened in Seattle. I made that video and I posted it, and I also put the shit on Facebook, because I sit there and I said, whatever Facebook group I'm in, for the woman or the man who showed the transgender people making out, well, it was a straight dude and a transgender chick dude, whatever. It was a dude, it was a chick that was chick at the top and male at the bottom, and they were making out, and the dude reached down to the nether regions and got a surprise package. I made that video. I posted it in a couple of the groups, and I told him, I saw the report rather, and I posted in a couple of groups because I couldn't remember which group I was in that had that issue that got mad at me for telling the truth. And I was like, no, this shit gets people killed, man. And to see what she looks like, just go back to the beginning of the video. But that person that I just showed, Yahala, whatever, this young lady I'm speaking of now, she, you can tell by looking. I mean, I'm an ugly dude, so I know I'll be an ugly chick. But, that person, for me to look at her, I would have never known she was transgender. It's not something that you're going to strike up a conversation with, So, hi, how are you? Are you transgender? I don't really think that's like an icebreaker. It's like not a good icebreaker. I don't want to offend you, but are you transgender? I don't know how that would come up in a conversation. But as I said it before, I'll say it again. It would behoove you to date within your own community, And I'm not saying that shit to be an asshole. I'm not saying that shit as a sideways means of compartmentalization. But I am saying it as a safety precaution, because there are people who have gender transphobia. There are people who are homophobic. And there are people who will be open-minded and understand. And there are people who will not be open-minded and will not understand. And then there's people who walk the line down the middle. I'm open-minded and understanding. I just don't want to date transgender. And I'm not trying that to offend anybody in the Alphabet Squad. Because there are some very beautiful transgender women that used to be men. That's the concept that I'm not really trying to swallow. I mean, I know that it happens, and I want to be honest about it. I don't have a problem with you doing that as long as you don't come at me with that, And I don't want to be like outed, and they're like, oh, you're transphobic or blah, blah, blah. I said, no. I got nothing against none of y'all. If you're happy, be happy. I just don't want you coming at me thinking that I'm down with dating you, because I'm not. I have the right to date who I want just like you do. But what you don't have the right to do is to lie to me and deceive me and make me feel something for you that I would not feel once I know the truth. And if you're open and honest from the jump, as I just was, again, I got nothing against the Alphabet Squad. But I do honestly think, and this may sound prejudiced to you, because it may be prejudice to you, it may be prejudice to me, it may be just straight out prejudice. I want to date real women. Even if you're transgender and you've had the surgery and you are a real woman, I have the right to know about your past if it's going to be a relationship that is serious. If it's going to be a sexual relationship, I damn sure have the right to know. Because I wouldn't want anybody to do that to me. Now, I wouldn't do it to anyone else. If I became a transgender female and I was a lesbian, I would tell them, I was once a man, And like, but if you're a man who became a lesbian, why didn't you just stay a man? You see where I'm going with that? Because that would be the first thing they would tell me. And I'd be like, I don't know why I didn't do that. Because that would be my answer. I wouldn't know why a man who loves women would transition into a woman, because it doesn't make logical sense to me. I love women. So, as much as I envy them, in this life, I'm a man. It's just the way it is. If God decides that in my next life I'm going to be a woman, cool beans. But I'm still going to be a lesbian. Anyway, I wouldn't want to hide that from anybody. I also wouldn't want to die because, as I said in the videos, that shit gets people killed. That straight gets people killed because they are transphobic or they are homophobic and they're not open-minded, they're not understanding, and most of the time they don't want to take you to their family And then if your family figures it out before you get a chance to tell them, that's a lot of fucking pressure. And this is how this shit happens, man. And people don't understand that when people kill like transgender people or stuff like that, it's more um, mixed pride and shame versus guilt, or it could be a combination of all. I mean, you can't really be too sure how someone's going to react, which is also why I say that, if you're in that community, you should honestly only date in that community. I'm not trying to upset people. I'm just trying to clarify where I stand. Again, I'm not in that community. I love lesbians. And don't think that I won't date a lesbian, because I love lesbians. However, lesbians aren't interested in me. I couldn't possibly get the attention of a lesbian. And if I could, I want to know what we got going on. If it's just going to be a one night animal sex thing, or some other crap, but I would like to know where the hell I stand versus, finding out too late. And I think that, the problem with any of this shit is that, we as people, we aren't honest. We don't talk. We don't want to talk. And 9 times out of 10, the people you want to talk to don't either have the bravery to talk to you, to tell you the truth or whatever, or they're afraid how you're going to act. And, especially if you're hot and heavy with a chick and you go down to get to know her body a little better, and you find out that her body and your body is similar. Which, when they posted that in the group that I was in, and I wrote on there, see, I put a sad face thingy, them little sticker thingies. I don't know what the fuck they're called. They made a movie about it because I'm number 2. But anyway, I put a sad face on there, and the person responded with a why. And I said, because stuff like that gets people killed in America. And it's like, what? I said, yeah, that's the whole point of this video right now, is that, what you fail to understand it, there are a little community in the LGBTQ, the fucking alphabet squad, versus everyone else. All right, and I say that willingly because I know a few gay people. No, kin to a few gay people. I fear for their safety all the time. However, I know that I can't live in fear of what's going to happen to them. I do worry about what's going to happen to them, but they have been open and honest in with the people that they live, and they're not trans. They're just openly whatever their lifestyle is. They're just open about it. So it's least worry on them versus if they were trans. If they were trans, I would worry about them all the time. Like, don't go outside without your knife, Don't leave without your registered handgun, because if you're mixing communities, really bad things can happen. Which generally is how these people in the Alphabet Squad generally get killed. And by that specifically, the Transgender Squad. When you think about it, because transphobia and homophobia and open-mindedness is not always a thing, it's very upsetting. If you've ever been in a situation where you're in the heat of the moment and you just know you're both about to do something really, really good to benefit your physical health, you guys are going to have sex. The last thing a straight man wants to do is reach down the pants of what he thinks is a woman and it not be a woman. That's going to shift the game. That's going to shift the game in a dangerous way. And this is why I say that you should not date out of your community. Alright? Again, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. I'm not trying to be a dick about it. But this is how this shit happens. Now, if you're interested in somebody, I get it. I get it. Believe me, I get it. But honesty is a thing. You don't want to be in a situation when you're mixing communities and this guy's all over you because he's in love with an illusion, and when you letting him touch you up here eventually he's going to want to go down there. And if he goes down there and you have the same package as he has, it's going to be a manifestation of a problem. And I'm not, again, trying to be an ass or a dick to the Alphabet Squad. I'm just saying, I'm also not trying to be prejudiced, but this is coming out as prejudiced as possible because it's the fucking truth. You know, you're kind of crossing a boundary that you really shouldn't cross. And once you cross that boundary, you do not know how this person is going to act. They could have been nice with you in the club, all the way to the house, treating you like a lady. But you know that shit's about to flip up when it comes time to deliver the goods, and your goods is just as big, if not bigger, than his goods. And things are going to go to hell in a handbasket. Like, immediately. Shit's going to go to hell in a handbasket really, really quickly. Which, again, you know, I'm not saying you don't have the right to date who you want. I'm saying it's safer to date within your community. Because, see, here's the thing. Transgender people understand transgender people. People who are not in the Alphabet Squad understand people who are not in the Alphabet Squad. They do not understand the Alphabet Squad. They will never understand the Alphabet Squad because even though gender identity, something or another, there's a scientific phobia name for it, but dysphoria, gender dysphoria is a thing. Straight people don't read about that shit. That's like the last thing on our minds. You ask me, what magazine will I pick up if I go into a store with a magazine? I'm going to pick up Flex magazine. I'm going to pick up Car magazine. And if they still sell Playboy, I'm going to pick up a Playboy magazine. Or a Hustler. Or a Mad magazine, Crack magazine, comic books. What the hell was the other? Hustler? Penthouse. That's it. So Playboy, Penthouse, and Hustler. And then those generic ones. I'm not going to pick up, and please forgive me, but I'm going to be blunt with this. I'm not going to pick up a magazine with a chick with a dick. That does not work for me. The only dick I ever want to see is my own, and I really don't want to see that, but I have to because it's mine. I have to wash it because it's mine. I want to be able to use it because it's mine. I don't want someone using theirs on me. That's not my thing. I like boobs and vagina sandwiches. I do not like penises. The only penis that I ever want to touch is mine. If I have a son, I'm going to have to touch his so he can use the bathroom and teach him how to pee. I might have to clean it until he's out of Pampers and can take care of himself. But other than that, I don't want to touch another man's penis at all. So don't get mad at me for being honest. And this is why I said, you know, you don't date out of your community because it's going to cause problems. I will make a second video. Be seeing you.